to the World Heritage Day, which the Indian Trust for Rural Heritage and Development is commemorating to focused on Buddhist cultural heritage in India and the region. The theme for this year's World Heritage Day is Emergency Response for Living Heritage in the context of conflicts and disasters. And these days, there's no dearth of conflicts or disasters. You really don't need to go and find them. They find you pretty quickly. So therefore, given the amount of pan-continental conflict that is currently playing itself out since 2022, the conservation of historical sites and heritage places, especially in conflict zones, should be a priority area of focus, which unfortunately, when all madness is let loose, is perhaps the last thing on anybody's mind. In India, we have a fairly pro forma, robust legal architecture when it comes to heritage conservation and protection of ancient monuments.
Purpose is to announce that our trust, the Indian Trust for Rural Heritage and Development, has completed 15 years of its existence, during which period we have achieved a lot in fields of heritage conservation, rural development, and various other activities. At present, the latest project that we have undertaken is to focus on rural Buddhist heritage. Buddhist heritage in the main cities is well known, like Sarnath and other places, but there are hundreds of sites spread over in different parts of the country, in Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, UP, Gujarat, which at one time were being kept, maintained, and the community were involved with those sites. Now they have been neglected, and so we are trying to identify them, restore them, and involve the community in activities. That is our main purpose. For that purpose, we also set up an academy in Andhra Pradesh, in Nagar Arjun Sagar Konda, for training of a professional cadre of conservation architects, specially dedicated to Buddhist heritage sites.
As the recent mission of Artemis II to the moon has shown us from a distance, the world itself is a heritage for all humanity and sentient beings. So sometimes we just think about heritage within the world. We forget that the world itself is a heritage, and from a distance there are no boundaries of nations, of ethnicity, of religion, that there is humanity. But then within the terrestrial realm, we also celebrate something like the World Heritage Day, reminding ourselves that humanity and sentient beings tops all other considerations. That in this age of technologization, globalization, artificial intelligence, what ultimately matters is humanity, compassion, natural intelligence as opposed to artificial intelligence, and the need to connect with each other. And quite often we fall back upon our rural roots, we fall back upon our rural heritage, which enables us to rediscover the innate, the natural, the primordial within us. And I think when we celebrate something like the World Heritage Day, we also recognize part of the essence of our humanity, our interrelationship, our sort of integration, and the need for all of us to look beyond borders, to look beyond what divides us. A World Heritage Day is a celebration of humanity and friendship, and I'm really excited to be a part of this celebration. Thank you.